There's quite a bit of deadfall blocking my path here, but up over this ridge we should be able to get our sights on whatever it is I discovered on Google Earth. So I mean, it's barely visible, but there's something in the trees, and it looks to be a wood roof way up here and out of the way. Pretty remote. Super interested to see what it is exactly. I don't know what it is, if it's an intact home or what the heck's going on up here, but there's something up here almost buried in the woods right next to this canyon, about a mile out. So we're going to take you along with me and Greta, and we're going to trudge through and try to figure out what exactly is way up here in the wilderness. And it's very overgrown, and I wasn't really expecting this because a lot of the areas I generally go to are a lot drier, but this brook or creek here keeps things really well fed, and you can see these weeds, how far they've grown off the topsoil. So you're in a foot of weeds, but I believe once we get farther in, it'll level out. Looks like moose droppings here. I have seen a lot of moose in this area, a lot. I mean, if you hang out in this area till sundown, you're almost guaranteed to see one. The problem is, it's so dense, I never noticed this structure until recently, or whatever it may be. And it has me going a very non-traditional route. You making it through, Greta? It's always fun to watch her cut through that. This little slot right here, you can almost see it breaks through and turns into like a high mountain meadow up in there. I am just trying to avoid the thicket to my left and get some higher ground just to kind of see what's going on here. And it's just like thousands of tiny logs just fell from the mountainside, and they're just stacked. All of this is blowdowns and natural occurrence that is just a natural feature of any forest. Before there was man-introduced mitigation and kind of upkeep or forestry service, this is how all forests would look. It's crazy because it looks like a catastrophe, right? How each one of these fell. That's where they are now. But new growth just continues and continues. Life goes on. It's just a cycle. And it's really cool to kind of experience it. And if you're not used to it, that's what this is. That's what you're seeing here. It's just a natural cycle. Nobody did this. It's just a part of Mother Nature. I'm getting higher into the boulder shelf here, and that does look like a good lane to approach. And I think we'll plateau farther if we switch back to the left. You guys see all that wildfire smoke? It's crazy right now. I mean, I can't even see the sky, right? You know it's blue, but you can't see it vividly. Even across this valley, I can't see the other mountain ranges that defined. It's a really crazy fire season. I haven't seen this in a long time. I found this rocky outcrop here I'm taking a break on. So is Greta. Looks like she got webs in her eyes. She actually blends in pretty well to the trees, huh? She kind of blends in well. It's always eerie getting in places like this because you can't make out shapes or silhouettes or really anything. You have to sit and scan. And a lot of the trees take on a shadow and you think it's a bear rooting around digging for grubs or something. But thankfully it's not anything like that. But it's just, you just feel claustrophobic. I mean, look at this. Look where we're at now. I can tell as well, not much comes through here because I'm breaking webs between every tree, and I'm catching a lot of spiders. Oh wow, almost run right into it. Look at that big pile. Ground's a heck of a lot easier here. Good hangout area. Catching a pretty darn good breeze up here. I've been pushing birds. We're almost to the top. I didn't realize how tall of a hike this would be. I'm sure that I could have picked an easier route, you know. But most of the time I just go with the brute force method, and I already know I'm going to hit some difficulties. The terrain's terrain, you know, it's part of being in the mountains. You love it, you hate it. But I think I find it easier to do the brute force than find some zigzagging, sloping area to go through. I just like getting up it and figuring it out, you know. So we've covered some ground, but we're not at the top yet. So this is a rocky outcrop and about to reach a peak. Pretty old spine. Well, maybe not that old. Still see blood on it. Still fibers. This is what I'm talking about, how dense it is. Can't see anything. I'd almost assume that's a cat. I got a hold of whatever that was, because you can tell it's tiny in size. Right? There's still some flash, so that was this year. Well, it's winter got it. And it's kind of spread around. This area is nice and cleared. on a hill. Wonder what else is around here. Doesn't look like much. It's all of the carcass that's left. Greta's sniffing. The wind distracts your hearing, right? There's a huge boulder sitting right there. That's a relatively fresh rub. See that? Still hanging. Fresh sap. That's a big boy. Look at that. There's a big one back here. That's fresh. It's just so darn thick. I don't know how they move through here with a big rack like that. It's almost like a witch forest or something you see in the movies. A crazy witch lives back here and whatever's here. Check this area out. They've been back here too. They're definitely hanging out up on this bench. See how this is all trampled and disturbed? This is their bed. That's what this is. It's so thick. Crazy. So, as I'm getting closer to our site, I've broken through all the deadfall and we're kind of burning daylight, but I'm noticing this trench. There's a huge trench along this. I can hear running water in the distance, and we're not too far from our mark. Look at Greta. Come on, you can do it. We're not too far from our mark here, our coordinates, but look at these. There's these pits. Just these big pits that run down this whole canyon. Caught a little whiff of something stinky here. Not sure. But, yeah. I'm going to make my way through this, and right over this hill, we should be on top of it. So we're actually close. We've been going at it all day, and it's been something. It's been an experience climbing down that hill and everything. There's a great big boulder wash. There it is. Right there. Let's get a look at this. Holy cow. What the heck? I can't tell how old it is even. Look at the wood. It almost looks fresh. I'm not seeing a chimney or stovepipe portal either. Let's see what this is. 'Cause this is a strange one. It's well crafted. It's for the times. It's very well crafted. These are some of the nails they were using. So they're round heads. I know a lot of folks tell me if they're square heads, that means it's really old. But if they're round heads, maybe not so old. But look at this. Just way out here, there's this cabin. What the heck? It's got an entire concrete foundation. I don't understand what this is. The whole thing's a concrete foundation. This whole area. Look at that. There's an actual wood pipe sticking out of this. This is wood. It's a wood pipe, a wooden pipe. So, that right there, they used metal, but for some reason on this pipe, they used wood. So, and it's bound, it has bindings like a tension binding of a metal wire, and it's all very rusty. Look at that. That's what this cabin is. Way out here in the woods. There a big nail is. Big old nail. Oh. AJ. 1928. This was set up in 1928. And the concrete's still really good. Oh, there the other piece of pipe is. You see it down there? This was a big room. And what looks strange to me from the outside, so you see it here the door is. A lot of these that we find, there's a window. Oh, why are you crying? But there's a window. There's only 2 windows. And they're both where the flow of water is. If that's what a wooden pipe was. I've seen a lot of old-timey stuff where they use wooden pipes for irrigation. What's interesting is this is still here. And you can see it right here. There's grain and everything in it. It's like really old feeling though, like it's weak, it's brittle. I wonder what it looks like inside there. I'm gonna fall on this. Nothing in there. Yeah. See that? That just goes and goes. And that may be... Whoa! I just fell. Which I didn't want to do. But that goes... It goes really far. So, this was some sort of a water thing because I can hear a super strong current right by me. But that's the other, this is the other pipe. And this one actually looks a little bit older here. If you can see that. That looks quite a bit older. Interesting area. do you think, Grady? We're gonna get our bag and investigate that stream, and I'll get some slow shots so you guys can look at this. But this is a pretty old piece of history. It's about a century old. It's gonna be going on a century old, and there's still wood pipe there. This is not a cabin. This is something else entirely. And I'm interested in understanding what this operation may have been, because we're way back here. I mean, I had to break trail in a few spots. I could tell no one's been back here this year at least. And it's interesting how far back this is. And I'll give you a drone just to show you the area, how it's tucked back here. And that's what drew me in from Google Earth. You can tell it doesn't really look right, right? That's it. Another thing I'm noting now, kind of taking my time looking at these details. Look at those hinges. The hinges on the door. Those almost look smithed. You can almost see strike marks here on them. Like those were handcrafted and not poured. And this was the entire way. It's like a little ingot piece to open the door. And it looks like they just kind of cleared an area or found a good area, because this is the natural terrain. And behind me, the cabin or what have you, what we should call it, the pipe house, kind of is carved into it, into this rocky area. So they used the terrain to the best of their knowledge back 100 years ago. And 100 years ago, the invent of a combustion engine, a gasoline combustion engine, was just starting in 1928. So this labor we're seeing was definitely done by hand. There wasn't power equipment, maybe some sort of air machine tools and stuff like that, but look at this. Look how much power is coming out of that. I mean, it's really cast iron. It's really bad grade cast iron. It's diluted a lot, it felt like, because you can hear kind of like a punky, solid, or hollow noise to it. And it's not just because it's hollow and spit water. Like, it feels like cheap iron. And a century later almost, look at it, it's still spitting water. So there must be some sort of aquifer they tapped into, because my hike up here, I was not hearing this strong of a current. Maybe a brook trickle when we were downrange, but nothing like this. Look at this. I don't even know where it all goes, but you can see it's been going for over 100 years almost. There's moss and all sorts of growth. It's crazy. It's crazy, and right here is the cabin. Look at it right here. It's beautiful. It's so clear. Like you could drink out of this without a problem. It's almost blue. Look how healthy this water is. And it just doesn't know where it wants to go because there's so much of it. It's so clear. This is beautiful. I mean, look at that. Look at that, guys. You can see just the shade and hue of blue right on top of everything. And Greta's enjoying herself too. Really fascinating. That goes every day, all day, just like that. And around me, nothing to speak of. You don't even see it. So it's tapped into some sort of an aquifer, right? You can't even tell that would be there. Now, what they were doing up here over 100 years ago leads me to believe it's something connected with possible mining, but this is a fantastic kind of find. And there's some cool little details where you can see they kind of shot from the hip on some of this cabin and then didn't. Like it's hodgepodge. Someone told them, hey, pour that mortar on that for chinking. And then they might have ran out. And you can see these sticks that they pulled, little logs, and they nailed them right up just to chink in here. So I don't understand if it was a full year-round kind of thing or whatever was going on was the summer, but it's fantastic. Super cool. Now I'm going to do a little aerial reconnaissance just to kind of check everything over, that we're not missing anything, but this is what I saw on Google Earth, and I can see the roof line now. It's just about ready to come down here. It certainly won't survive another 10 years, but it's up for interpretation anytime between that. I just don't see it because you can see if you look in a pronounced lean to it. And it's interesting that we got a chance to still see this standing. Fantastic. Really is fantastic. A fantastic century-old piece of history.
All your